Welcome back to the Adventures Log. My name is CoachFliperon and today we will be covering my submission, Mayor's Prison, for Mayor's Galway Mercenary. This Adventurer's Guide submission is for the new player category. As such, it only contains common and uncommon cards rarity. The purpose of this configuration is to stabilize your position, prevent any aggression, and take over the game with flying attackers. To review it, we will take a quick look at the mercenary itself. We will then review party member and finally the composition. You will also find in the video description below the list of card, equipment, and mercenary used along with how to find them. As always, to wrap things up, we will be putting the configuration to the test with a dungeon playthrough. First, let's take a look at the mercenary itself. Mayor Galway is a human rogue that you encounter in the Portsmere dungeon during his first encounter. If you defeat his master without killing him, he'll be joining your ranks as a mercenary. He has 23 starting health with a starting end size of 7 and no additional charges. His power is Loyal Crewman, basic, 4 charges, summoned to Townfolks. Townfolks are 1/1 human troops in the Diamond Shard. His first passive is the Dark Water. Before the start of the game, summon the Dark Water. The Dark Water is a 3-cost artifact ship that is invincible with an activated ability that is 4 resource, exhaust 4 Townfolk you control, deal 4 damage to a random opposing champion or troop. His upgraded passive is not necessary for this configuration. For his shard grid, Mayor Galway has primary access to Diamond and Sapphire. He also has major access to both Ruby and artifacts. His deck rule reads, can't include RPs, Kraken, Sea Hags, or Undead in your deck. Overall, Mayor Galway's strength lies in his very open shard grid that will allow for great consistency in deck building. His power, Loyal Crewman, can also be leveraged to great extent with additional starting charges from party passives. Now, let us review the configuration itself. For our party composition, we are going to use Clatterclank and Katsuhiro. Clatterclank's party passive is, at the start of the game, if you have more cards in your deck than each opposing champion, gain a charge. Katsuhiro's power reads, at the start of the game, if an opposing champion won the coin flip, gain a charge. We're going to use both of these powers and make sure that we achieve them through our deck building and play patterns so that we always have 2 additional charges every game, ensuring that we can use Mayor Galway's power on turn 2 every game. As for the deck list, we will be using a 24 shard base with 10 Sapphire Shards, 6 Diamond Shards, 4 Scryos Coin, and 4 Wildconnect Coins. Now, the main goal of this list is to stabilize very early in the game so that you can take control and slowly win the game with flying or evasive attackers. The main way we're going to stabilize is going to be through Treacherous Pass and Halls of Kukatan. Treacherous Pass is a constant that enables you to exhaust troops you control until there's 5 counters on it, and once it does, opposing troops will have -1 attack. This helps us in 2 ways. The first one is that it will reduce the attack of attackers so that we're receiving less damage and also less pressure. It's very, with 1 or 2 of these in play, it will be fairly easy to stabilize. What it also enables for us is that we're running a few diligence troops, and being able to exhaust your diligence troop without attacking is often very important in these games, and making sure that you get these diligence trigger every turn. The other main way we're going to stabilize games is through the Halls of Kukatan. It's a constant for 2 costs that reads, when an opposing troop attacks, this deals 1 damage to that troop. We're also running the equipment for the Halls of Kukatan coin. Opposing troops enter play exhausted. This does a number of things for us in the campaign. First, there's a lot of small attackers that are running around in the campaign. There's piranhas, there's small flyers, phantoms. There's all sorts of things that are running around in the campaign where just playing 1 Halls of Kukatan would shut down a lot of encounters just by itself. It's also a great card when you have in multiples, meaning that if you have 2 or 3 Halls of Kukatan in play, it's very unlikely that most attackers will survive just the fact of attacking. With the equipment, it also makes sure that new new troops coming down to play will get exhausted. Again, there's a lot of troops in the campaign that have either speed or that are very annoying that only lives for one turn, and that ensures that they're not going to do much once you have that in play. Additionally, to just make sure that we can deal with anything that would hit the board that these two constants cannot manage, we're going to run 4 Decree of Banishing. This is very standard removal. It's an uncommon, a constant for 2 cost, deploy, void target opposing troop. When this leaves play, put each card voided by it into play. Now, there's very little constant destruction from the encounters in the campaign at this point, so this is fairly safe, and it usually just reads 2 cost, void anything you don't like. To run the control cards up, we're also playing Buccaneer. This is a 3 cost, 1 Sapphire Threshold, Human Rogue. It's a 2/2 that reads deploy. You may put target troop in its controller's hand. It gets cost +1. It's usually very good tempo hit, and again, there's a lot of big troops that come into play in the campaign that are only there temporarily, and Buccaneer is a great way to deal with them and also to just have a blocker afterward. Now, once we control the game, we want to stabilize. The stabilizers in the game is we have the Skittering Cultivator. It's just a great way to stabilize a board again. It has a 1/4 for 2, is going to be able to block most troops. It also has a very nice diligence trigger that summons 2 dreadlings. So once you can enable this, you're going to get a lot of troops to exhaust for the Treacherous Pass to help them activate fairly quickly. The other way the dreadlings will help is with the Consult the Talon. That is a 7 cost basic action that has 3 mobilize triggers that draws 3 cards. So having multiple troops here is very beneficial for these 2 cards. Another way we're going to have multiple troops is by running the Warpsteel Shardsworn. This is a very simple troop that is 2 costs, 1/1. When it comes into play, deploy a Depth Crawler. Depth Crawler is also a 1/1 with a socket. So we're going to run the summon 2 dreadling socket on this one to get even more troops, so that we have more blockers, so that we have more ways to activate Consult the Talon and Treacherous Pass. To wrap things up, we're going to use Mystic Naturalist as a win condition. It also has a nice diligence trigger that will create even more troops in the form of Mystic Bluebirds. And it's just a fantastic blocker as well for, you know, small flying attackers that might be going through your health pool early in the game. The fact that you can usually just exhaust it with the Treacherous Pass without even attacking if you're facing big flying blocker ensures that eventually you'll have a big enough army to just swing for victory. Last but not least, we're going to run Dream Eagle. This is a fantastic card that you can find in the Tranquil Dream dungeon. That is a 6 cost, 2 Sapphire Threshold Spirit Bird. It is a 4/4 flight troop that has a deploy trigger. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put 1 of them into your hand, put the remaining cards into your deck. We're also running the equipment for it, which is Eagle Feathered Gloves. Your Dream Eagles have 2 Sapphire Threshold power that reads discard this, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put 1 of them into your hand, put the remaining cards into your deck. So with the equipment, this is not really a troop. As soon as you have 2 Sapphire Threshold, you'll be using it at 0 cost to look at the next 4 cards and pick the one that you like. Sometimes when you're later into the game, you'll just be using it as a 4/4 flight troop that also does the ability. It's a fantastic troop here that does a lot of things for this, helping us find the exact piece of removal that we need, the exact piece of control that we need, or just try to find the threat once we were able to stabilize. To round the list up, we're running 3 Spectral Acorn. Again, fairly standard stuff for PvE, just running as many acorns as we can to lower the amount of cards, virtually lower the amount of cards in our deck, and just generate more consistency. We're running 61 cards in our deck because we're running the Clatterclank Mercenary to achieve its passive. For gameplay, it seemed fitting to run the dungeon where our mercenary comes from. As such, we're going to do a Portsmere dungeon run. located on the shores of the Alachian Sea in Adventure Zone 2. Please note that since we're running a new player build and that this dungeon is in the later part of the campaign, we will definitely need to bring out our A game if we want to make it through. Alright, let's do this. The first fight is Mayor Galway. That's going to be a mirror. This should be fairly interesting. Alright, we're always going to go second to make sure that we have the 2 additional chargers at the start of each game. Looking at our starting end, things are looking great. We've got Halls of Kukatan, we've got a Decree to control what's going on in the early game. We can use the Shardsworn to enable the Consult the Talon, and then we should be on our well into our way for a win. And we're going to keep that end. Let the opposing Mayor Galway do his thing, and then we should be okay. So first we're going to run the Scryos coin and then pass the turn, nothing exciting. Next turn is definitely going to be Halls of Kukatan, and from that point we should be in great position. This troop here is a bit of a problem, but it's not a problem for the... It will be a problem for our third turn, so I feel just very happy running Halls of Kukatan and just running out the town folks and passing the turn. Alright, again, 1 damage to attacking troops. Next turn this one is going to be big, so we kind of need to deal with it right now. Playing the shards that we drew, and I'd love to play Treacherous Pass this turn, but we're just going to go with Decree of Banishing on this one. We really don't care about the other troops. If they attack, the 2 town folks will be dying. This one will deal 2 to us. Next few turns we'll have plenty of blockers. We can even start using Treacherous Pass to mitigate most of the other problems that we'll have, so we should be in a fairly good position there. Playing the other coin. 3 resources means Treacherous Pass and the rest. We're not going to attack. Again, this is a control list. We don't want to be aggressive, we want to stabilize. So right now we're still under a small amount of pressure. So we're just going to make sure that we enable the Treacherous Pass as quickly as possible so that we can deal with this board. 4-6 is another problem. I think I'll just trade 1 troop here. Oh, we don't even have to trade 1 troop. That's perfect. Just declare the block, exhaust everything. We're still taking 6 damage here, but we should be in a good position now. Oh, and we got a Naturalist, but we don't have the thresholds to activate all the cards in our hand. Now this is bad. I'm going to keep this activation for a Consult the Talon, but for now we're just going to pass the turn. We'll likely need to start chump blocking the 4-6. We can block with the Depth Crawler, the 2-7 here, so... And this is going to be 3, so... shouldn't be too much of a problem taking... another 3. Yeah, we can take another 3. Let's see what our next draw is. If we get the Sapphire Threshold that we need, that's going to be perfect. If not, we may have to work some magic there. Alright, a bunch of townsfolks that don't do much. We did get the Sapphires. Okay, so... first thing in order, I think, is just getting the Naturalist out. Really, we could try to see if we can find another Treacherous Pass. Actually, it might not be a bad thing. That or a resource. I think we're just going for a resource, making sure that next turn we do play something. And I don't want to... Do I want to Consult the Talon now? With the Naturalist and the 2 town folks. This leaves me with 1 blocker. We're at 14. I think we're going to keep Consult the Talon for later. Next turn we can just play a Dream Eagle to be able to start attacking. Alright, declare defenses. We're going to block 3 here. We're going to block 2 here. And we can trade with this guy, and we're just taking 1. That's perfect. That's this one. We do want to have our bird. No! Crap, okay. Well, I guess we're going to replay that. That's a bit annoying, but we're going to have 2 more Townfolks. We can play this again, or do we play the Dream Eagle? I don't know. I guess we'll play the Naturalist and do the exact same thing next turn. For this block here, attacks with a lot of stuff. We can block 3. You know what? I don't want to risk this one. He sometimes has battle tricks, so going to block. Going to take 4. That leaves us a bit low. Let's just do it like that. Let's be safe. Sure. That's a bit sad, but at least we're okay. Now I have access to 7 resources. A Skittering Cultivator is great. I still think we play the Dream Eagle though. Alright. Next turn is going to be exciting. I still want to have a decent amount of blocker for this turn. And yeah, sure. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Alright, still attacks. Their defense. Block 3, block 2. Trade with this guy and then take 2. Not too shabby. And now we start getting, wow, 2 Skittering Cultivator. That's great. Put a Naturalist, a Cultivator, and at this point we can start attacking. Right, we're going to enter next phase, next turn. And next turn we should have the Dreadling, so we'll be able to Consult the Talon without leaving us too exposed. Declare defenses. We're going to block 3. Going to block 1. Going to block. Going to block 2. Going to block 1. And then we're only taking 1. And next turn we shouldn't stop taking damage for the most part. Still need to make sure that these 2 are exhausted before the end of the turn so that we get the Diligence triggers. Nice, now we're doing it. Another Halls of Kukatan is perfect. We're going to exhaust these now. Oh, this is great. Cultivator, Halls of Kukatan. We're going to keep 1 Decree of Banishing. Only need to do 2 damage right now, so we're just going to send 1 troop. And now we're going to enter phase 2 with the Hag that has 10 health, and we've got more than 10 damage in the air to deal with her. And as I mentioned here, when the Hag comes in, there's Mayor Galway on the board, and if you don't kill him and you win the fight, you will get him for your collection as a mercenary. Alright, this is the curse. This is going to linger all throughout the dungeon for us. The good thing for us is that this is a very defensive build that only blocks and doesn't really trade, so we should be okay. There's a lot to block though, so This one is going to get chump blocked, and this one is blocking 2 here, blocking 2 here. There's only one that's going to be here. Need to make sure that we don't kill Mayor Galway, so do this. Alright. Now make sure that we activate our generators with diligence. And now there's no blocker on the opposing side, so might as well just swing with everything. Oh, Stinging Ambush is bad for us. Do we still get a kill? No, we don't. Oh, and we're likely going to die? Is that so? Okay. Do we die from that? Wait, we've got enough blockers, I think. We'll be able to survive one more turn. Yeah, we should. You know what? I'm not going to play the Dream Eagle. I'm just going to see if we can get another blocker to go with the Cultivator that we have in hand. I guess. Oh, this is good. Okay. We're going to survive. We are going to survive. Alright. So we're going to activate this on one of the Mystic Naturalist to get another blocker. And now we have plenty of blockers. So block 3. Block 2 in the hair. Block 2 here. Block 2 here. Whoops. Block. Doesn't really matter that much. And then we're taking 3. Okay, so will we get it by a Stinging Ambush again? That is a question. Alright, we did it. Was a bit of an interesting fight. And now a great bunch of our troops are now with 1 less attack for the whole dungeon. It shouldn't matter much, but as I mentioned, this is, you know, in the later part of the campaign, and we're running a new player deck that is aimed at mostly running through the early content and the quest and everything. Usually you want to modify your deck towards the dungeon that you want to farm, for instance. It can certainly clear, this build can certainly clear every single dungeon in the game if you work through it long enough and you get good hands. A Shardsworn with a Buccaneer and a Decree of Banishing with a card draw from a coin, that should be okay. However, we know that we're going to have 2 Tonfolks to defend us early in the game, so I'm inclined to replace that. And we have a free minigun in PvE, so let's use it. I like this one better. Way better. This is going to be perfect. Alright. So, second turn we're going to use the Cultivator. And then would like to keep the Scryos coin if possible, but we're still running the Raccoon coin first. Oh, this is right. This encounter removes all your cards, so the starting hand doesn't really matter much as long as you have a shard, I guess. So here we managed to play at the very least a Shardsworn and get some things going. Wow, okay. We still ended up with 3 cards on the board. Naturalist and 2 coins. I guess our next turn is to... Do we run to cycle the coin? A Depth Crawler that was just put back into our deck. We want to make sure that we have access to Sapphire though. Do we cycle a coin, draw a card, and we won't be able to play that card, so I guess we'll just play this and then attack. The big problems will become... Oh, right. Halls of Kukatan. Oh, just one turn too late. This dungeon is something. The Grappling Tentacles, they happen during the dungeon, and when they hit you, they void cards instead of doing damage, and these cards stay voided for the whole dungeon until you fight them on the last boss. So that's a bit of a problem. At least we're hitting... I guess this turn we're putting Halls of Kukatan on the board. The Shardsworn, and the big question is, do we get a full hit from the Grappling Tentacles and work our way through the dungeon with 8 less cards in our deck? Or we can block with everything, and if we do that... Is it worth it? Like, we will be... declare defenses. I'm thinking we just do this. And then we only have 4 cards out of our deck for the whole dungeon. That shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so which cards were there? I don't like that. Okay. But as long as we have Halls of Kukatan on the board, we're safe from the tentacles, since they can only live 1 turn. So next turn is going to be removed from the board. Alright, not going to do much here. Play that, and can't even play the Scryos Corn, so we're still facing 4 damage every turn now. The good thing is that we have a Dream Eagle next turn. This is not what I'm going to play though. What we're going to do is use the Decree of Banishing to deal with this here. And then use Dream Eagle to find something nice that we can play this turn. I guess the Buccaneer makes sense. We're running... we'll be running this, and then we can create Townfolks, and with the Halls of Kukatan I'm not worried about the tentacles, and then we get another one. That's perfect. As you can see, Halls of Kukatan is a straight up counter to the tentacles. You just need to play them before the first tentacle, but as long as we can do that, we're good. And with a 7 Halls of Kukatan, I'm fairly confident in our position right now. Need to attack, and here we go. Next turn we've got Decree of Banishing and a Shardsworn. Should be good. Again, the Halls of Kukatans are doing fantastic work here. We're going to Decree of Banishing the Cloud Titan. Yep. Alright, Shardsworn. With Banishing on this guy. And we can create Dreadlings and attack with everything. Slowly but surely. Oh, nice. Next, we definitely just play the Dream Eagle at this point. 1 defense troop. Even 2 defense troops right now is of no concern for us. Oh, this is going to be a sweet turn. Just play the Dream Eagle first. We're not going to be able to play that pretty much, so let's just take this one and play this guy, attack for 3, and pass the turn. I think we were able to stabilize enough right now. Yes, next turn we're going to draw a ton of cards. No worries about the attack here. No attack. That's oh, this fight is a real pain. Haha, we got one. Okay. Draw a card. Play a Dream Eagle. We cannot play the Naturalist though, if we draw it. Guess we're just going to Halls of Kukatan. Have a third one. Make a bunch of town folks, and sadly we cannot attack with the cultivator. Yes, we've got a Treacherous Pass. Okay, so be back in business now. And the Halls of Kukatan are doing a fan. Oh, 6/6 flying is a big problem. Okay, so 6/6 flying spell shield is definitely a very big problem. How do we do this? We remove one of these guys, or do we remove the Storm Cloud? I feel we'll just remove one of these guys. And then we don't attack this turn. We can... Yeah, we don't attack this turn, and we're going to use the Treacherous Pass. Okay, so Mystic Naturalist means that we have a blocker every turn for the Colossus, so... we will be stabilizing. Alright. Let's reduce the damage of this guy. Oh wait, I did way more than I needed. Oh crap, okay. I don't think we would have been able to activate both this turn, so 2, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we were not able to activate both this turn, so it doesn't end up mattering, but that could have been a real problem. Okay, so now we're doing this. Oh! Oh wow. That is perfect. So, Halls of Kukatan. Naturalist. We can use a decree here to remove one of these two. And now we kinda want to, I guess, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so this has no attack. And then we just attack with everything. No! We won't be able to replay it, so... that means that we want to activate it to find a 3-cost card and then play it, I guess. Oh, come on, not the... Guess we're going to mitigate damage. Okay, so next turn we have another Mystic Naturalist. That's something. Oh wait. Yeah. And we're going to have a third Treacherous Pass, so it's not too bad. It could be better though. We definitely play this guy, and we don't really need to play the Shardsworn, so I think I'm just going to play the Eagle, and we're just going to grab something that's going to be shuffled back into our deck, and this, and I'm not going to do 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and the rest attacks. Okay, we should be good. Turn. Now we can block the Colossus with the Dream Eagle or the other one. That's perfect. Okay. Aye, we managed to win. That's that was a... Whoa, is it? No. Oh, that fight. That freaking fight is so annoying. But we're going to do it. I mean, we've got most of what we need on the board. It's just a question of time, but... God, this is annoying. So... This... We're going to do this. And then we're going to Scryos coin this. And we're going to attack with the Dreadlings. Alright. Four should be achievable next turn. Okay. Another one of the big flyer. We really don't care. And with the Halls of Kukatan ensures that there's no blocker here. That should be enough for us to get the win. Oh yeah. That was hard fought. And we lost 4 cards permanently from our deck until the last battle of the dungeon, but I think things are going okay right now. We should be good. Yeah, for 5 cards, 4 cards. Alright, we're going second. Treacherous Pass and a Skittering Cultivator should be enough to stabilize, with a bunch of Dream Eagles as well. And all the Sapphire Thresholds that we need to run all cards in the deck. We just need 1 Diamond Threshold and 2 Sapphire Thresholds, so we have got everything that we need. Don't really need to play the Treacherous Pass the first turn. Just going to... Well, it would have been better. Actually, it would have been way better to play Treacherous Pass the first turn. Wanted to be efficient with my resources, but I wasn't efficient with my cards. Well, turned out that Crackling Tide is a card, and that's a bit better for us, but Treacherous Pass on the first turn would have been better. Wow, okay. Sure. Wow, okay. Guess we're going to Treacherous Pass and Cultivator. Not using the Dream Eagle until the last moment, because we do prefer to play them as a 4 for flyers if we can. And we forgot a Treacherous Pass activation. Do we want 4 resources here? Does that make sense? Let's see first what we get. Halls of Kukatan is great in this fight, but I think I'd rather have a bunch of cultivators. And let's see if we can find a naturalist. This is the stuff that we wanted to see. We're not going to be able to attack through that guy, so no point in attacking. We still got a Buccaneer. We've got another cultivator next turn. Fuck this. And right, another blocker and phase 2. Now we get a bunch of stuff. Get to play this. Play cultivator. Exhaust the naturalist. Use the Scryos coin to get another bluebird. Right, there's another bluebird shenanigans that we can do at this point. We just attack with everything. Yep. This works. We're not under a ton of pressure. We want to avoid the tentacles though, since we know that they exist. Just going... we're not... actually... doesn't really matter. Do here like that, and... does that work? Sure, it works. Got a bunch of troops. And then we attack with everything, and that should be the kill. Okay. I think you usually want to make sure that you go with the Halls of Kukatan to avoid the early tentacles. That's really important in this dungeon. So I guess when we search with the Dream Eagles, we wanted to get these Halls of Kukatan early instead of late. Narni is going to be a annoying fight. I'd like to see a Halls of Kukatan first, so let's just replace the end. No Halls of Kukatan, but we have a Treacherous Pass and all the thresholds that we require, so we'll run with that. We're going to first turn Treacherous Pass this time. Oh, we've got a Naturalist. Okay. That should work. So, first turn Treacherous Pass. Second turn we can either Skittering Cultivator. Yeah, this is a Cultivator turn. We get the two guys here. We get a Cultivator. And now, before the end of the turn, we exhaust 3 troops and... Oh, we put okay. We have to deal with Mr. Tentacle here. Is that an 8 card that we'll have to deal with? Maybe we have to sacrifice our Cultivator. I think this is likely what's going to happen, so... I guess we play... We don't really need cards this turn, so this... Hit this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defense, so we only take 1. Oh, and okay, so we negate all the damage from this guy. This is perfect. This is not perfect because we lose all our troops on the board, but we can follow this up with a... we can follow this up with a Naturalist to generate more troops, so we should be in a nice, well, an okay spot. The problem is that if there's another Tentacle in 2 turn, we really need the Halls of Kukatan. That's the priority right now. What is that? Crush, this has cost where X the combine opposing troops. We may not be able to survive this fight. Really needed Halls of Kukatan. Alright. Theoretically we can generate a blocker every turn now. Alright. Okay, got a bit distracted here, sadly. Yeah. Okay, we need 5. Treacherous Pass. Mystic Naturalist and then pass the turn. Another Tentacle. We may not be able to do this one. Okay, we can block. Oh, we cannot block this one. We're taking 9. Okay, let's take 9. And wow. This is not good. Yeah, I did a lot of misplays there. Halls of Kukatan, please. Not the... Well, actually, this is going to be a Buccaneer. On the Tentacle. And we're going to exhaust this one. And then Scryos coin to get another bird. And we didn't play resource this turn. Do we want to play resource? Yes, we do. We can play this. Oh, we've got a nice force right now. Should be able to trade. And trade we will. Okay, so first you will trade. You will die. And I think I don't have a choice. I'll sacrifice a naturalist. And we're taking 3 damage. Really want to kill this guy. Can't block this with axe, so maybe we wait to kill this one next turn. We can't take 6 though. Yeah, I think we're just going to sacrifice one of the naturalists. And then we do 1, 2, 3. What's this one? This one is when an opposing troop enters play, that troop gets -1/-1. This gets -1. That's lovely. Okay, we can do this. And do this. Do this. Next troop that enters play is going to get another -1/-1. We've got the naturalist here. Oh, I forgot to activate. My bad. Hey, look at that. Halls of Kukatan. Alright. Back with these two. We've got chum blockers. We're not going to use Buccaneer on one of these 2 hags. And we should have stabilized enough here. Like this. Yep, we don't care about that. And get another bird. Decree of Banishing, I like. We're not going to play the Buccaneer. We're just going to attack with these 2 again. Do we want? No, we don't. Yeah, we can chum block again. And we're going to go through the hag real fast with the troops that we're creating right now, so it's not too bad of a concern. Yep, this is a defensive troop, we don't care. Now 1 attack, we can do this. And use the coin to go with the naturalist. And then we can play this guy to get rid of the hag. Now we can attack with pretty much everything. And we've got... what is this? Fish end. Okay, I'll take that. That works. We managed to stabilize. This hag. Is it a problem? When it attacks 3 random, it can be blocked by troops with 1 or less attack. Okay. Do I care about that? If I find another Halls of Kukatan, I don't care about it that much. I guess we're just going to... You know what? No. We've got enough troops here. We can block with this one, and then we attack in the air for a decent amount of damage. And we can block. We can't block, can we? No, we can't. Okay. Yeah, I just read it, but I didn't really register. Oh no. Buccaneer is now 0-0. But we're getting 2 troops a turn. 2 decrees. Okay, I'm going to use 1. For rest, we're just going to attack with everything, and then next turn should be the win. At last. At very long last. Attack with everything again, and we got it. We got it. Oh my god, that was hard. We got challenge completed. I thought that this... Huh. I'm not sure where this is coming from. You know what? We've been running this deck for a while now, and in the spirit of keeping the video short, I will be ending the playthrough here. As you can see, you can, work your way through very, very hard encounters with this list. Of course, there are many upgrades that you can do if you have good control cards, but this is a very fun list, and it can win most fights in the game if you just find the right sequence. So it was CoachFliperon signing off, wishing you a great day, and see you on the next Adventurers Log.